Hello, this is Nathan Webb. This will be a tutorial on how to set up a leg in Maya using joints, IK handles, and set-driven key. We're also going to use a foot roll setup so we can have the foot animate from its heel to the ball of the foot and its toe with just one simple slider. We're going to start off with the leg. This is the leg from Alfred. I took it from that model, and we're going to put joints in it. Go to the animation tool group, go to skeleton, joint tool. We're going to put one in for the thigh, one in for the knee. I'm going to look at the wireframe on shaded so I could see where I should put the joint. The joint should be near the front of the knee. One for the ankle, one for the ball of the foot, and then one for the toe, and hit enter. And I'll name these joints. I'll call this one thigh, knee, ankle, ball, and toe. Now we're going to put an IK handle from the thigh to the ankle. We're also going to have one from the ankle to the ball of the foot and the ball of the foot to the toe. We'll go to skeleton, IK handle tool, and go to the options, and I want to pick the RP solver. That's the rotation plane. That one will let you twist your knee around. So I'm going to pick the top thigh and then the ankle there. Oh, we didn't have the tool set. Here we go. Pick the thigh, pick the ankle, and that should have made an IK handle. Oh. We have an IK handle now for the ankle. I'm going to call it IK ankle. Now this is your common type of leg setup where you raise it up, it'll bend the foot. But we're going to add extra controls, so we'll have the foot rolling. We could also add a pull vector constraint to the knee. I'm going to import in a NURB sphere. We'll go to import. And I have a special NURB sphere saved off that is just made out of one curve. So the sphere is way too big, so I'll scale it down. And we're going to put it in front of the knee. I'll hold down the V button to snap it to the knee joint. And then I'm going to move it out in front of the leg. We want it far enough so the leg will never go through it. Once we have it at a good distance, I'll go to modify, freeze transformations, and I'll call it knee control. Now to put our pull vector constraint on, we pick our object, knee control, and then you pick the IK handle for the ankle, go to constrain, pull vector, click the options, and there really are no options, just hit apply. Now if you look in perspective view, and if you move this controller side to side, you'll see the joint chain rotate side to side. I don't like how the foot rotates with it, but we'll fix that later. Also, we might as well skin the geometry to the leg joints right now. So I'll pick the geometry and then the top thigh bone, go to skin, bind skin, smooth bind, and 2 influences will be enough, and hit apply. Now we can test out our leg. It bends okay, and we can see our knee go side to side. That's good for now. Next we'll add IK from the ball of the foot here to the toe, and from the ankle to the ball of the foot. So I'm going to do the ball of the foot one first. I'll go back to my IK solver, skeleton, IK handle tool. And we don't need the rotation plane solver, the SC solver, the single chain will be fine. I'll click on the ankle and then the ball of the foot. It made a new IK handle. I'll call it IK ball. And then one more time, I'll go from the ball of the foot down to the toe, and I'll call it IK toe. Now if we play around with these IK handles, looks like I don't have them shown. show all. Here we go. These brown objects are the IK handles. We translate these to rotate the joints. Now I notice when I move my toe up and down, my heel moves. That's because of some skinning I need to adjust. So I'll select my geometry and go to Skin, Edit Smooth Skin, Paint Skin Weights tool. Go to the options to bring up your menu, and I'll click on my ankle here, and you see my ankle joint doesn't control all of my foot. I'm going to hold the B button down to make my brush smaller. Make sure I have my tool set to add. I'm going to put the value all the way up to 1 to white, and I'm going to use my left mouse button to paint this area all white, so it's being totally controlled by my ankle, and I'll even have this area be controlled by my ankle as well. Top of the foot, maybe even the back of the pants here can be controlled by my ankle. Now if we move our IK handle up and down, it should keep our foot planted. We want to put back our IK handle back down to the ground. We want everything to be in the default position before we get going. We're going to use a set of groups to get the foot to be able to pivot from the ball of the foot, from the ankle, from the heel, and also the toe. We use groups to do this. For example, if I just create a box, or cube, Maya calls it, normally when I rotate it, it rotates from the center of the object. I can move its pivot point with the D button, hold down the D button in Maya, and we can change the pivot point. So now it'd rotate on the edge. But you can only have one pivot point. So if we want to have 2 pivot points on an object, I can go to center my pivot, and I can make a group. Control G makes a group. Now you see a group down here, and I can move that group's pivot point down to this edge. So I could now rotate this group to rotate the cube on this side, and then the cube could also pivot from the center. I could also take this group, group it again, hold down D, move its pivot point to this side of the box, and then I could rotate from this side. Also, you still have this rotation, and finally you have the center. I'll delete this. So we're going to use groups to get different pivot points for the foot to roll. I'm going to take the ankle IK handle, make a group out of this, Control D, and move that group down to the ball of the foot. I'll hold D and then V snaps it. There we go. I'm going to call it ankle group. Now I'm going to take the toe, make a group, Control G, I'll call it toe group, hold down D, move the pivot point, and then hold the V button to change the pivot point there. Now you can have the toe pivot from the ball of the foot, and then the ankle should pivot from the ball of the foot as well. It doesn't work now, but the next step will fix it up. Now I'm going to take the toe group, the ankle group, and the ball of the foot group, hit Control G, and I'm going to have this one be at the heel. I'm going to call it heel pivot. I'm going to move this group down with the, hold the D button down. I'll look at it from the side view, and I'm going to have it right on the edge of the foot where the geometry hits the ground. Now if I rotate the foot here, it rotates from the heel nicely. And now finally I'm going to make a group out of this one. Control G, move its pivot point down to where the tip of the toe hits the ground. Now we can rotate the entire foot from the toe. And now when we grab the ankle, we should be able to rotate the ankle up, keep the toe on the ground. That's nice. And then we can also move the toe up and down. So we can take a look at our groups here. let's call this one toe pivot. We should have the toe pivot be the top of the hierarchy, then the heel pivot. There's a toe group with the IK toe underneath it, the ankle group with the IK ankle. There's a pull vector constraint on that one, then the IK ball of the foot. In the next part of this video, I'm going to show you how we can use a control object to animate the general position and rotation of the foot, and we'll add a custom attribute to the foot that'll let you roll it back and forth with one simple controller.